Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Breaking Bad episode 3. So this episode was a lot like the last episode. It was a lot like that one. I just want to start off with the things that I freaking loved about this episode. We get this super human, super intimate moment between, I guess his name is Domingo, and Walter. So Walter and Domingo, they're having this conversation, they're bonding, they're having a super intimate human moment, right? And you have Walter writing in this notepad, reasons to kill Domingo and reasons to let him live. The reasons to let him live, so many more than the reasons why he should kill him, right? But the reason why he should kill him was so much of a bigger deal, right? Morals and Christian values, none of that holds a candle to letting someone go who will in turn kill your family. I think it was interesting that Walter can only justify killing him once again it's this immediate self-defense response, right? He crumples his beer, he throws it in the garbage, notices the plate pieces. Something clicks in him. Let me put this plate together and just see. And that was fucking brilliant. I wouldn't have thought of that. I thought this dumbass was going to let this guy go. I didn't trust a word he said because who wouldn't say that stuff? And he even says it himself. He's like, yeah, I bet you're aware that anybody in my position would say the same things. But it's true when I say it, me. We're just going to let bygones be bygones, and I'm going to live my life, you're going to live yours, and that's going to be it. Dumbass Walter believes him. It works on him. And I'm like... And I think, in my head, I'm just rationalizing that as him just trying to find any reason to not kill this person. Nobody wants to be the person to kill someone else with their bare hands, right? It's like Walter literally killed his brother and he himself in cold blood. Why would this guy just live his life like normal after Walter fucking threw pixie dust in his face and killed his brother and then tried to do the same to him? And then Jesse got his, cousin arrested. So like, why would he just move on and continue with his life? I think that was naive for Walter to believe. But what I'm trying to say here is that I think Walter was just trying to find any excuse to not kill him, to rationalize, hey, I don't want to be the person to end someone's life. If the self-defense isn't immediate, it just feels like cold-blooded murder, right? And so he humanizes him by talking to him, getting to know him, he just wants to find any reason to let him go. But ultimately, it's the plate thing that has him realize, oh, this guy isn't going to just push forward, and this is the self-defense situation again. And so that's why, what's his name? Jamie Pickett? What the fuck is his name? Pickett? I forgot his name. I guess since he wasn't in this last episode that much, I forgot his name. By the way, why is he sleeping with whores? Ew, that chick's teeth? The way he rationalized it to himself in the end was that, okay, well, it's this immediate self-defense thing again, right? In a broad sense, him killing him when he woke up for the first time, in the basement, that would have still been a broad sense of self-defense, right? But it wouldn't be the direct definition, which is, with as little amount of damage to the other person as possible, get yourself in a safe position, right? So self-defense, like I explained in my last video, in that instance would have been him calling the cops or something. But again, obviously he can't call the cops because he's the meth person. And then again, we're seeing this more savage side of Walter come out, right? While he's trying to hold on to his humanity, desperately clinging on to it, his savage side is coming out, and it has to because of what he does for work now, cooking meth, right? Jamie, Jesse. I'm going to say Jamie. I forgot his fucking name, guys. I'm sorry. Jamie Pickett, the high school kid that he used to teach or whatever. Jamie, he's smoking meth, right? The guy's getting in his head. Domingo's getting in Walter's head. He's like, oh yeah, like fucking Jamie's got a big ass mouth. He told me like your kids the R word. He's like, yeah, Jamie's got a big mouth. He told me about your kid. He's in a wheelchair. He told me, like, your wife's name. He told me your name. Like, he told me everything. He's a blabbermouth. Your biggest problem is what's upstairs. And I think this is going to be pivotal information for Walter. Like, even though the episode is over, even though he ended up killing Domingo, he's always going to think about what he said. Your biggest problem is upstairs. He's always going to think, I think that's going to carry him through the series. And it's even gonna play a part into the spoiler my friend gave me that, you're either on Jamie's side or you're on Walter's side. I really hope his name is Jamie, or else this is gonna sound so fucking annoying. And so we have the sister stealing shoes. I thought that was really random. Like, bitch, your husband's a cop. Okay. I don't know. The sister gives me really, really, really weird vibes. The sister is dead set on believing that the Walter Jr. is doing marijuana, which, okay, like, I guess. And she's meddling. Like, I don't know how white women act, but if this was, like, a black family, it wouldn't be anything like this at all. But she tells her husband, she's like, hey, you're a cop. Scare him straight. Like, tell him. So he takes him to, like, the projects, and he's like, these are crack meth addicts. This is your future. Marijuana is a gateway drug. All the all that shit. All the fear-mongering, all of that stuff. And Walter Jr. is like, okay, but why are you showing me this? And he's like, oh, LOL, okay. He's playing coy or whatever. Cool. And then, the hooker that Jamie later fucks comes up to the car, and that exchange is really weird. But what I don't understand is who called the police to the meth cooking site? Because in the last episode, we get the little girl finding the mask, and that's how the episode ends. But is that grounds to call the cops? I don't get it. I'm not understanding. Why were the cops at the first initial meth spot? Why are they there? I didn't understand that. I don't get that. And that does seem a little contrived to me. There's nothing there. Were they following up on the fire that occurred there? That the fire department took care of? But I'm confused. I just don't understand that. That feels a little contrived to me. And obviously this whole plot is going to intermingle with the cop guy believing Walter Jr. is doing marijuana. I'm pretty sure that that's going to come up at, like, dinner, and Skylar's going to be like, no, bitch, your dad is doing marijuana. And it's going to be this whole thing. That's where I'm pretty sure this is going to end up. And the cop's gonna get involved, and it's just gonna be this whole fucking headache, and I can't wait to see it. Skylar, she, I think understanding where Walter White is coming from and understanding where Skylar is coming from is such a hard place to be in. It's being in between a stick and a hard place, because at one hand, I'm like, yeah, Skylar, like, your husband is doing some shady shit. Apparently he's smoking, which, who cares? But why wouldn't you tell your wife? Why wouldn't you tell me, if I'm Skylar? Why wouldn't you tell me you're smoking? Like, what the fuck? That's kind of, it's not a big deal, but it's like, why is that a secret? You know what I mean? Like, why keep it from me? Why wouldn't you tell me that you're smoking? You're out until 2 a.m. All this other stuff. You're having so much character growth that I'm being shut out of. I'm not a part of it, right? This is Skylar's perspective. Walter is MIA. Walter is calling strange people. Walter he has all these inside jokes, I would say jokes, but just inside communication that I don't understand, right? He's out until 2 a.m. He doesn't really spend that much time with us anymore. And then I call and I find out that he quit his job 2 weeks ago and he never told me about it. How am I feeling as his wife? I feel like I'm being cheated on, right? I feel like something's going on, and it would make me so uncomfortable to not be a part of your character growth, right? I'm saying character growth, but I mean like literally, I mean it in a literal sense. Not that she's literally missing out on actor, whatever, character, Walter White, his character growth within the series. She's missing out on her husband going through all of these personality changes. So, of course, she's going to be uncomfortable, missing all this time from him, slap this person with all these new personality traits, slap this new person next to her, of course she's going to be uncomfortable. And so I'm in a stick in a hard place because I'm like, okay, but I also understand why Walt is acting a little different. He's trying to get used to this thing that, he's doing for some money. He spent his life on chemistry, right? People will say, oh, Walter had so many options. Walter had so many other things he could do, which I kind of agree, but I kind of don't agree. He's 50. He spent his life honing his craft as a chemist. That is what he's good at, chemistry. And his high school job is not paying him enough to sustain chemo, first and foremost. That's already out of the question. His job isn't paying enough for him to support his family, which is why he had 2 jobs, right? Oh my God, the way they pay teachers is just disgusting, right? But this is all to say that no, he couldn't just, they make it sound so easy. He could have just found some other job. He could have just did something else. It's not that simple. And I'm pretty sure if it was, maybe he would have. He's been doing labor. He's 50. You know what I mean? He's been doing physical labor, getting on his knees, etc. And it's like, I do understand. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's legal. Obviously, it's not. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's morally virtuous or anything like that. I'm just saying it makes sense. It makes perfect fucking sense. And not just for his character, but for someone in general. If I can't make enough money doing what, I've been training all of my life to do, then I'm going to find something else to make me some money to sustain myself. And if it just so happens to be something that's in the realms of what I've been training my whole life to do, I will be a lot more likely to do that thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I would do something illegal. I'm just saying that, when you bastardize what's happening, yes, I agree 100%. But yeah, this episode kind of really just focused on this human moment between Walter and Domingo and the further downward spiral that Walter's having. He knocked out cold, coughing with his cancer, bro. His time is running out. His clock is running out, which makes Skylar being pregnant that much more sad. Oh my God. And then this cop is sniffing around. He found their mask. So there's the DNA right there. It's not looking good. It's really not looking good. And I just want to talk about this moment of Ma, as they call it in Studio Ghibli films, where Walter drives to the side of the road and he's just thinking. And he's just thinking. That's it. And it's this moment of Ma, in my opinion, because the story isn't progressing, right? Nothing's being said. There's no dialogue, there's no visual, things happening to progress the story. He's just pulled over to the side of the road thinking. And it's this Ma moment for me because I'm like, oh, this is the director giving you a chance to absorb everything that's just happened to Walter. He just killed someone. And sure, it was arguably preemptive self-defense or whatever, but he just murdered someone. He just ended someone's life. And he even apologized for it. And I just think, maybe there's going to be a part later on in the series where he can just kill people in cold blood. Boom, boom, boom. No sorry, no nothing. That's it, right? Maybe there will come a point when he does that. I feel like there's obviously going to be one, which is why I'm kind of saying it, so I can be like, I knew it. But obviously, right? Anyways, that is... Oh, I just thought of the guy's name. His name's Jesse, not Jamie. Jesse Pinkman. Did I say Pickett? Oh, God. Okay, it's late, guys. I'm going to go to sleep. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time for the next episode. Oh, but I forgot to mention, it looks like Walter is going to tell his wife about his cancer. But who knows? Maybe he'll do something out of pocket and he'll be like, I'm having an affair. Yeah. So he can like do this thing where he pushes her away so she doesn't care when he dies. Pushes her away. Maybe he'll do some shit like that. I've been having an affair. I'm cheating on you. Yeah. Instead of telling her, I love you with all of my heart and I'm going to die in months. And there's nothing I can do about it. And there's nothing you can do about it. And it's like, I guess he just doesn't want her to feel the hurt of like learning that the love of her life, the father of her children, is going to die soon. But I do think he's doing more harm than good by shutting her out. Which, you know, call back to the first episode. She says, whatever's going on, just don't shut me out. Of course, that's the first thing he does.